What's up guys, Silver here with another Halo Master Chief Collection Achievement Guide. This time we're going for all of the data pads within Halo Reach, and that will get us a bunch of achievements. That will actually get us 21. There's an achievement for each of the 19 data pads, and the first one that we're going to get actually gives you 2 for some reason. Kind of weird. It gives you Clear and Present Danger, which the description for that is Pad on the Run, which will make more sense in a second. But it also gives you Unreliable Narrator. So that brings the total up to 20 achievements, and then we will get the final 21st achievement, which is collect all of the data pads. So for each of the 9 normal missions, Winter Contingency through Pillar of Autumn, there are 2 per mission. One you have to be on Legendary, and the other one you could just be on any difficulty. And then the final data pad is found on Lone Wolf, and this needs to be on Legendary. So it doesn't have a second one that you could do on any difficulty. Lone Wolf just has the one on Legendary, which brings the total to 19. But let's get started. Here we are on Winter Contingency. This is the only real annoying one. But right when you get out of the Falcon, you want to start sprinting immediately and jump as you go, as you land, because that will give you a little boost sometimes if you land on the inclines right. And that will get you to this invisible elite that spawns in the beginning of the mission. That's why you want to just start sprinting right away. This elite spawns, and he comes in from the left. He's invisible. He's carrying the first data pad that we want to get. So you need to be quick, because he actually disappears up ahead here if you don't get him in time. So you want to pop his shield with your pistol, and then finish him off with an assault rifle. I found is the best strategy. It's a little tough. You'll probably have to try multiple times. Fortunately, it's in the beginning of the mission. Unfortunately, you have to wait for some dialogue to pass before they drop you off in the Falcon, so that's kind of annoying. But this is definitely the most annoying data pad, so once you're done with this, you are done with the hardest one. But something that you could do to make this a little easier is to do this in co-op, because obviously more guns shooting at this guy is going to make him go down faster. And one thing to note is that the achievements didn't pop right away all the time for these data pads, so I'm kind of just hanging out here until it pops. It might take, 5 seconds. It might take up to like 30 seconds sometimes, so don't worry if it's not popping in this video. They all popped for me eventually. But with that, let's head on to the next data pad in this mission. But once you get past the first few encounters on the part of the map that doubles as the firefight map, Overlook, you will get to this spade human civilian vehicle here, and you just hop in, follow this path. We're going to go to one of the first encounters here, and it's actually in a building on the right. So just follow this path. Just ignore all these enemies, ignore all the MOA. I know it's tempting to try to splatter them, but just ignore them. We can kill those later on our own time. This is data pad time right here, right now. So we're just going to go into this section. You can see there's a bunch of buildings surrounding this area. And to the right, the first building on the right, is this guy slumped over. He's got a data pad for us, though, so his last parting gift to us. So grab that, and we'll go to the next mission. So here we are on Oni Sword Base. This is a good ways into the mission, actually. You could actually just start up Rally Point Charlie if you don't want to have to deal with the beginning of the mission, and you'll spawn here with this Warthog, the Gauss Warthog, so it's a pretty hefty one. And we're going to spawn at the place where you bring the gun back online to take down that Phantom. But we actually want to drive over to the other objective that we didn't do because we skipped it since we started Rally Point Charlie. But when you play through normally, you bring that gun back online, and you also come over to this section to bring the radio back online. So we're going to go up to the top of this building because that is where we need to go for the data pad. There is some sprint down here. If you don't have sprint enabled for whatever reason, grab that. And we're going to go up to the top, go up some more stairs, get our steps in. And there's actually a broken bridge across the gap here. So we're going to hop on that, run, sprint, and jump across. And there is going to be a data pad waiting for you in the back here on the rocks. So there it is hanging out in the corner. So that is the first one. This needs to be done on Legendary or this data pad won't be here. And I also should have brought up difficulty levels when it came to the first couple that we got on Winter Contingency. The first one on Winter Contingency with the Elite, you actually need to be on Legendary or that Elite won't spawn and he thereby won't bring you the data pad if you kill him. So you need to be on Legendary for that first one. The second one on Winter Contingency could be on any difficulty. But moving on to the second data pad in this mission, this could be done on any difficulty, and it is found on the multiplayer map Sword Base. Very recognizable, one of the most played maps in Reach. This is at the end of the mission, and if you've played enough, you know where the shotgun spawns, and that is where the data pad is. So we're going to go over here. If you don't know where the shotgun is, don't worry, we'll go over there right now. There's kind of this middle bridge in the middle of the map. There's a lower bridge over there. There's the middle bridge right here I'm going to cross, and there's the higher bridge up there. So I'm going to cross this middle bridge. That brings us to this kind of white room with red tile. We're going to go over here. And right under this ramp where the shotgun would spawn is the data pad. So that is that one. This next one is on Nightfall. Super easy to get to. Could be done on any difficulty. Right in the beginning of the mission, turn to the right and go into this passage. And then turn to the left and you'll see the data pad hanging out along the wall amongst some rocks. The next one we have to do on Legendary, and you could actually start up Rally Point Bravo if you'd like to skip a little bit into the mission. There's this part where you have to protect the militia. You could actually skip this entire part and just ignore them and just continue through the mission. That's a good skip, a good tip if you didn't know that. You could just totally bypass this section if you're speedrunning or doing lasso or something, or just general completion. But once you get past that section, start climbing the rocks along the right side of the wall, and we're going to find the data pad up here eventually. You have to do a little bit of climbing and jumping, so we're going to jump over this gap here, easy enough with the sprint armor ability, and we're going to move across here, and it's actually right there, you can see it, and we're going to cross the gap here with this nice little land bridge. Very nice. There's a tree on the other side for us, so we're going to sprint up here and actually run past it. I'm like, wait, where is it? I just saw it. It's actually behind me. I ran too far, and there it is right by that tree. And pick it up, and you will get the achievement, and we're moving on to Tip of the Spear. So for this mission, we're going to start off at Rally Point Bravo, and that will place us after we take down the anti-air gun, the first anti-air gun. We're going to spawn on a Warthog, drive up to this building complex thing. We're going to fight our way in here, and there's going to be a big hole in the ground that we have to get through. There's something came through here. It was pretty big, pretty destructive, but you're going to go through there, and we're going to come to this area, and there's going to be a couple health packs, and there's going to be a nav point that says Ordnance. That Ordnance is a plasma launcher, but if you turn around on the opposite side of the hallway, or whatever this is here, is a data pad just hanging out on a shelf here. So that is the first one on this mission. You could do this on any difficulty. Next one, we're going to have to be on Legendary, and you'll come upon it very soon after this first one here. This next one is right in the section where we take out the second anti-air gun. So you can see right when we come to this section, we could see the mountain in the distance, we could see the gun itself, and we could also see this kind of broken road structure here. We're going to hop up on this pillar, and we're going to just go over here, and next to this Warthog, we could see there is a data pad, so we're going to grab that, and we're going to move on to the next mission. We're going to start off Long Night of Solace, and both of these data pads are after the beach battle, but before you get into the Saber, so don't get into the Saber. We're going to go into the building here. There's this elite that we could assassinate. He kind of runs forward, so you could assassinate him and feel like a Bamf. But we're going to move up here and go through these doors, and there's going to be a glowing blue table of sorts. It looks like a command table of some kind. There's a floating hologram above it, and we're going to go to the left here and hop up here, and you can see there's a data pad waiting for us right here. So we're going to take a look at this. The achievement will pop, and then shortly after this, we are going to go into the Saber room, which is actually Countdown, the multiplayer map, and we're going to grab the one in there. So we're just going to head to the doorway over here. I'm not even going to cut the video. I'm not even going to skip ahead. We're going to go through this door once they open it up. Come on. Open it up already. You're going to make me have to blast through here. Or you're going to open it up. And I'm going to betray my my Marine buddy there accidentally. All right, whatever. But we're going to move up here, and don't go up there or you will go to the cutscene and have to play through the rest of the mission. But about halfway up the stairs, just turn to the left and jump onto this platform. And it's actually on top of the structure up there. So we're going to go up here. There's a few ways to get up there. You could actually jump up there if you're good enough. It's a little tough of a jump, and we're going to try again. We're going to fail. What do you do if you fail? You could try doing a grenade jump, which that will get you up there as well. But if that's too tough for you as well, you could always jump into here. And this is a little annoying. You have to be crouching to get into here, or you'll be too tall to actually fit. So you want to crouch onto that and then jump over here, run up, and grab this data pad. All that work for just this data pad. So this one you have to be on Legendary. The first one you could do on any difficulty. These next two are on Exodus, and I started up Rally Point Bravo, and this is where you get a jetpack. You start off over there where I'm looking right now, and you get a jetpack, and you jetpack all the way over to here. I cleared out this section, and then we're going to jetpack up here. There's a nav point if you don't go up here quick enough, and it says, hey, go over here. But we're actually not going to go there. We're going to go to the catwalk right above there. So you can see I'm in here in this section. You might want to clear out the area of enemies if you want to be safe, but I didn't clear out all of them, just most of them. And I grabbed this data pad up here on the catwalk, and we're going to move on to the next one in this mission. This one you don't need to be on Legendary, but the next one you do. And this is pretty much right after that first data pad we got on this mission. So we're going to come to this area, and we are going to clear out the enemies here in the immediate vicinity. And you could actually skip most of the enemies in this section. You could check out some of my other guides for that, but we're going to do a little bit of that skipping here. We are going to take fire from a focus rifle. Not recommended. You might want to take him out before you start jetpacking over here. We're going to go over here, and this is kind of the final area in this section that we just kind of skipped to. And there's some brutes over here, so I'm going to just go over here and jetpack to this balcony where we're totally safe. There's a Phantom that comes in and drops off some plasma turrets, but we actually want to go over there where I was looking right there. There's those two kind of vent type things, or fans of some kind on the outside of that building. We want to go on top of both of those. But before we do that, I'm going to take out the aforementioned turrets because they could tear us up on our way over there. And there's also a fuel rod chieftain over here. We don't really want to engage him at all. because he's in the building. He's not really going to be a threat to us. So we're just going to jetpack over here, and we are going to kind of get under those vents, and then we'll jetpack up to them shortly after. So here we go. We're going across, and there shouldn't be any enemies over here because of the path we took. So it makes it a little easier, and we're just going to hop up onto the railing here, and then you can see up there are the vents. We're going to go to these kind of support structures in the wall here. They look like I-beams of some kind a little bit. So we're going to jetpack to the top of these, and then we could just kind of land on one of them, then regain your jetpack, then jetpack up again, keep doing that so you can keep going higher and higher. And then we're going to go into these pipes, which actually look like they're going to prevent you from landing here, but they're actually not there. They're there visually, but not physically, so you can walk through them. So we're going to rest here. You can see I tried to go all the way up to the vents, but they did not allow me. I didn't have enough jetpack, so rest there, then hop up here, and you can see I got the data pad. Almost overstepped it and fell off, but we got it, and we're moving on to the next one. New Alexandria. We could get to both of these data pads right from the beginning of the mission here. We're going to turn around for the first one and go to the building directly behind us, and you can see there is a readout on your heads-up display showing you how high you are. It's in the middle of your heads-up display, kind of on the right side of your reticle, but we're going to drop down to about -120 on that readout, and once we are at that level, we are on the level of the data pad on this building. So you can see it right here on the ledge. You kind of want to stick your falcon nose on the edge of the ledge here to enable yourself to get on the ledge once you bail out. So you're just going to kind of ditch your falcon. It's going to fall down to the ground and blow up, but you will be on the ledge and get this data pad, and then you could call for evac or you could restart the mission. I recommend restarting the mission because it takes a lot shorter of a time for you to get back into your falcon. It takes a while for the falcon to show up if you call for evac. So here we are again at the beginning of the mission, and we are going to turn to the right at this point, and you can see there's some like pinkish sky over there, and also on the left side of the pink sky there's this really tall building. That's actually the final building where you land at the end of this mission. We're going to go past that, and there's a building pretty much right behind it that's fairly tall, and it's got a bunch of walkways kind of going back and forth between a hollowed out space in the building, so it's kind of unique. Pretty recognizable, which is important in a mission like this where it's kind of dark and there's a ton of buildings, so it's kind of easy to get lost. You don't really know where you are until a nav point pops up. But go behind that tall building, and as promised, here is the building kind of behind it with the walkways going back and forth between the hollowed out section of the building. And it kind of reminds me of that toy where you like drop a marble into the top of it and then it kind of like follows a track and goes to the bottom of the thing. And it's exciting to watch. Good times back in the day when I was a young silver. But go over here and wrap around the other side of the building, and on top of the roof you will find a data pad waiting for you to pick it up. So here it is. Grab it, and that is the final one. This one you could do on any difficulty, and the first one you had to be doing on Legendary. But these next two are on the package, and once again we find ourselves in Sword Base getting a data pad. So looks like quite a rager has been thrown since we've been here. Not as tidy as we left it, but we are going to make our way around here. Once you clear out the elites in this section, we are going to come to a nav point, and instead of clicking that, whatever that is, that door control that the nav point wants us to, we're going to turn to the left, and there's actually a data pad just creeping in the corner there. But right after you get that data pad, you want to activate the door control. There will be a couple cutscenes, and you'll come to this section. This is the Firefight Map Glacier section, and we will go up here, and we're going to exchange our sprint for a jetpack. There's a bunch of jetpacks hanging out on the wall up here. So we're going to go over here, and they're not glowing like the other armor abilities, but you can see here there's some jetpacks just on the wall. So grab that, and we're going to make our way over to this wolf spider turret, and we're going to use that kind of as a landmark to where we need to go. So go up to that nearest wolf spider turret. It's going to say activate. You could do it or not, whatever. There's some banshees that might take some pot shots at you, but just ignore them for the most part. They probably won't do too much damage to you. Or we're going to go over here, past this wolf spider turret. I decided to activate it. Why not? And we're going to make our way onto this building, and down there on the left side of that structure, there's a little ledge with a data pad. So you can see there's kind of like a track above it as well. It looks like some kind of rail system is in place. I don't know. You don't need to take out that Banshee, but I decided to anyway because he was bothering me, and we're just going to jetpack over here, like I mentioned. And you don't want to use all your jetpack at once. You kind of want to pulse it, like use the jetpack a little bit and then drop a little bit, then use it a little more. So it kind of recharges as you go, and that way you could go further. And we're going to look at the data pad and get the achievements. This one you have to be on Legendary. The first one we got on this mission, you do not need to be on Legendary. It could be on any difficulty. and you can start up Rally Point Bravo for both of them. We're going to stick with Rally Point Bravo, this time on the level Pillar of Autumn. You need to be on Legendary for this first one, and we're going to find ourselves on the multiplayer map Boneyard. This is a big team battle map, and I'm kind of in the middle structure here. We're going to find ourselves moving towards the defending base, and on top of that defending base in big team battle is normally a Banshee, but there's not going to be any Banshee up here. But we are going to find a data pad instead. So we're going to make our way across this structure, and I would recommend taking out the turrets before you make your way across here, because there's some fuel rod turrets and just regular plasma turrets, which could be pretty devastating. So I took those out before I made my way across. We're going to move over here, wrap around this side of the building, and up on top of the roof here is a data pad waiting in the corner. This next one is very close to the other one we just got. We just made our way through the defending base from Boneyard, and I'm going to double back here for a second. And right there, that doorway I'm looking at, that is Boneyard. That is the end of Boneyard. And we just made our way through that door. Now we're going to go over here. There's a couple windows on the right side of this hallway. We are going to jump through the second one. These two rooms are actually joined in the back here, but just jump through the second one, and there's a data pad waiting for you on this shelf thing over in the back of the room here. So grab that, and we are on our way to the final one on Lone Wolf. And finally, we find ourselves on Lone Wolf. This needs to be done on Legendary. This is the last one. There's only one on this, remember. There's not two like on other missions. But we're going to run forward right when we spawn. Just run through that building, run up here, and there's a bunch of different ways to get up here. But just jump up here, jump onto these structures, and turn to the right. And right in the pipe here is the final data pad. So grab that. That will get you the 19th data pad achievement. It will also get you the achievement for getting all of the data pads if you've gotten all the ones previously, of course. And you can see that's what happened here. I got Canonical Conundrum, which is the one for getting all the data pads, and the other one's going to pop for getting this unique one as well. This one guide basically covers 21 of 100 achievements, so that's a good chunk of them. Over a fifth of them are already done with this one guide. But I'll see you later for those other 79 reach achievements. Thanks for watching, guys. If you found that video helpful, be sure to click on the scorpion icon to subscribe and hit that bell for notifications. You can also check out some related guides by clicking on the videos on screen, and you can find links in the description for other social media links of mine. Stay tuned for more Halo guides, and I'll see you in the next one.